Hi, my name's Azamat, and this is why I'm getting baptized. I grew up as a non-Christian, and the way my life was structured was that I was always chasing the next thing. So for example, I was told to work hard in school just so I'd get into college, and work hard in college just so I could get into uni. That was basically how I structured my life, and that was what I truly believed in. And I was always holding on to this belief that if I'd work really hard, then that would be the only ultimate way for me to get by in life and ultimately grasp it. Yet I've encountered a lot of hard workers who did just that, but were cheated by others, used, or completely walked over by people. This ultimately left me worried, uncertain, and just generally unsatisfied. And I sort of realized that there was no true security in life, and this was further affirmed by me encountering a personal health issue midway through uni. I quickly realized that no matter what you go through, life can absolutely change in an instant. Around this time, I also began struggling with the atheist viewpoint, and I realized that it was just a bit too simple and incredibly unsatisfying as well. I started going to church, and I went to an Alpha course. It made me see that many people also felt this way as well. I started getting more involved in church, and I was struck by the amount of selfless and unconditional love that many people show to others, even to people they don't know at all. Then I began to read about Jesus. I wanted to understand why people held such a firm belief in him and how he led them to God. I wanted to understand why even the poorest people who had a mere fraction of what I had were much happier in life through their belief in Christ. From everything I read about Jesus and all the evidence I've collected and all the talks and testimonies I've heard, I figured that I was completely lost and out of my depth as to who Jesus actually was. However, God started making sense finally through him. I've begun to notice a large difference in myself the more I read the Bible and the more I tried discovering Jesus and finding out who he was. I found that I was far more patient with others. I was a lot less worried about the goings-on in my life and my relationships with people. And overall, I started to feel so much love and so much joy, and I really couldn't understand where it was coming from. And so the reason I've chosen to get baptized is that now I see God working in so many ways and through so many people. Believe me, I've heard loads of viewpoints, and I've read so much into faith that I've come to the realization that what Jesus did and said was true. And I'm choosing to follow him, as there lies the ultimate security that I've always been searching for, and an abundance of love and peace and joy that really nothing else would come close to. As I was writing my testimony, I was also leaning on the Bible a bit, and this verse has struck me. Romans 8, verse 6. The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace.